So the traditional patching process for an organization relies upon the discovery of a vulnerability or an exploit. These can be either discovered via internal analysis from the vendors, and all vendors run teams for these days, or far more commonly, and this can be observed from any of the update notifications from the customer where they will credit these third-party organizations. It can be a result of a third-party organization claiming a security bounty from the vendor to identify a vulnerability in their system. Once that vulnerability is identified and has been replicated in an internal environment by the vendor, they will then look into the process of creating a patch for this. And this process will depend on the complexity of the vendor and whether or not it's an active exploit out there. The vendor patch will be created, and it will be normally bundled up as part of a critical patch update. So these happen depending on the vendor's support cycle. Oracle every 3 months, SAP monthly, are released as part of the regular schedule, and there will be a bundle patch which will patch a long list of vulnerabilities across all their software products that they are responsible for. They will occasionally do exceptional out-of-bounds patching, in which case there's what is called a 0 day, where there is an exploit out in the wild, and the patch needs to be released immediately. Once that's available, the customer then has to go through the process of applying that to their internal system, and this is where the delays commonly start to happen. So the customer has to download the patch, and they have to perform their own analysis and testing to make sure that it's not going to impact their systems. After they have completed that process and pushed that through into production environment, which again has its own implications, which we'll cover off later, in terms of downtime and the difficulty of getting it up there without causing disruption to normal business, they will launch that patch and again have to provide some degree of monitoring to ensure that it's not going to disrupt something that wasn't caught in the testing.